विश्वास बढ़ा, चलते चलते है देश जुड़ा। कन कन में विश्वास बढ़ा, चलते चलते है देश जुड़ा। गौ माता की सेवा में गोपालक निकले मनवाने, गौ माता की सेवा में गोपालक निकले करवाने। कामधेनु दीपावली अभियान, कामधेनु दीपावली अभियान। कन कन में विश्वास बढ़ा, चलते चलते है देश जुड़ा। कन कन में विश्वास बढ़ा, चलते चलते है देश जुड़ा। गो में लक्ष्मी, गो में गणेशा। अब से होगी त्योहारों में इन्हीं से पूजा। गो में दीपक, गो में लक्ष्मी, गो में गणेशा। कैसे होगी इनके बिन दिवाली की पूजा। संकल्प ले रहा है भारत अब से, नीला चलेंगे साथ मिलके सबसे। कामधेनु दीपावली अभियान, कामधेनु दीपावली अभियान। कन कन में विश्वास बढ़ा, चलते चलते है देश जुड़ा। कन कन में विश्वास बढ़ा, चलते चलते है देश जुड़ा। गौ माता की सेवा में गोपालक निकले करवाने, गौ माता की सेवा में गोपालक निकले मनवाने। कामधेनु दीपावली अभियान, कामधेनु दीपावली अभियान।
Hey friends, namaste. So welcome back in the new episode of Spiritual Talks. I'm Kavita, and today we have very special guest Surya ji, who is strongly from corporate background from last 25 years, but still she's multitasker. She's doing multiple things altogether. She's taking care of environment, and today's topic is cow. So Surya ma'am, welcome back.
Namaste, Kavita.
How are you doing, ma'am?
Fantastic, and you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming and giving your precious time.
Okay, interesting topic. Thank you, Kavita, for calling me to talk about something that is very close to me, which is to do with Gomata, cows of Indian breed. From our childhood, we've seen in our country, cows have always been revered, isn't it?
Right.
And as children, we've always been surrounded by these cattle around us. Our families used to bring up multiple cows together, not just one or two. And we've seen them roaming around in our villages in our childhood. However, things changed as we moved to the urban areas. And things have also changed in the villages.
True.
You don't see much of cattle as they used to exist once upon a time. Now, after coming to the city, you know how a person becomes busy with their career, education, and finding their source of income, promotions, and stuff like that. You become a part of the rat race, which I did become a part of. After a period of time, somewhere something pinches you, you start introspecting, people influence you. And that's how, the journey started when I heard Raja Dikshit ji, if you know him. He was one of the most vocal person about Indian culture, Indian systems, our farming methods, importance of our cows, etc. And that gave me a sense of, purpose to work towards. And I tried to understand it better, but I didn't find the right sources. However, I was lucky enough to have got in touch with connecting back to villages through various mediums, the kind of NGOs that I worked with. And that's when I realized importance of cow in maintaining our soil fertility, biodiversity, our health as individuals, children's health, for their nourishment and all. And that's when, I got even more influence, and that's how the journey started towards them.
So why only cow? Because I have seen so many people, they are into other things they are doing for other animals.
Right.
So why did you choose cows only?
So if you know a family system, not everybody is in the kitchen cooking for everyone. Not everybody goes out for earning. Not everybody is getting into education. Not everybody is into the same thing the other person is doing within the family itself.
Right.
And I think people are finding their ways of dealing with things and finding their purpose. Their purpose is in some other animal. But for me, I found my purpose in the cows. I think everybody has to work towards something or the other. So kudos to everyone who's working towards the other causes. But for me, the most important creature on earth is cows, because with them, what we can achieve is something amazing, which I don't think we can achieve with the other living beings. I'm not saying they are not important.
Right.
Like in a family, mother is the most important person, isn't it? That keeps us connected. It's like that. All individuals in the family are important, but
Right.
mother plays a very important role.
True.
So cow for me is that role.
Why do you think that cows different, and as you said, and we know that other people are into multiple other things.
Right.
So how you are different than others?
In respect to the kind of work that I do is a little slightly different from the others. I'll give you some examples. If you go to a temple, you'll find the idol of Nandi, isn't it, before Lord Shiva.
Right.
And you pray to it and you get in. Even before you pray to the main deity, you have to pray to Nandi.
Nandi, yeah.
That's how important Nandi plays as a role in the temple. Now, some people will say you pray to God in the temple, isn't it? To the Nandi in the temple. But will that help a cow? Will that help an ox?
No.
A bull? It doesn't, isn't it? Just by praying them, you can only get some good vibes, feel good factor. You may get some values through that you should respect animals, or you should respect Nandi that's found around. But are you really doing it? Isn't it? It is like this. People love nature. People love plants. So they got all plastic plants in the house and they planted them. Will that help environment?
No, not at all.
Is that the way you love the nature? No, isn't it? How much ever plastic plants you put around, you will still not feel the real nature around you, isn't it? It cannot create that ecosystem around you.
True.
It is the same, some people revere the Nandi in the temple. Some people just pray to the Gomata which has come home, isn't it? And there are people who sometimes offer something. And there are people who are maintaining goshalas. There are people who are fighting on the roads for the cows. There are people who run around vehicles. They lead their lives sometimes. They put their life at risk, and then they're after the vehicles which actually transport illegally these cows. Now, how am I different? Now, my thought process is simple. You don't have to get onto the roads. All that you need to do is use cow products. If you use cow products, the cows are saved because you are using cow products. Now, what do I mean by cow products? There is calf leather. Even that is a cow product.
Right.
But do I suggest you to use it?
No.
There is red meat. That's also a cow product. Do I suggest you to use it? No, I don't. What I'm talking about when I say cow products, with respect to increasing the soil fertility, improving the biodiversity, you can use cow dung as a manure and cow urine as a pest control. So there are mechanisms through which you can prepare these materials. There are methods that you can adopt to make them happen, and you can make your soil fertile. This way, you save nature, environment, and you're making the maximum utilization of the resources around you. Now, the second thing is health. An individual's health, not just through the soil fertility, the organic material that gets created through these cows is not the only way of the food intake that we take. Cows take oxygen, they give out oxygen. They inhale and exhale oxygen. So there's no harm with this particular animal. And with respect to health, if you have learnt about Panchagavya, our Vedas, Shastras talk about, Samhitas talk about the good health that Panchagavya products can give you. Panchagavya is made of 5 elements, which is like curd, milk, ghee, and cow urine and cow dung. These are the Panchagavyas with which you can make multiple medicines.
So could you please give some examples of medicines and how it is beneficial for us?
Sure. If you take cow urine, there is a process through which you distill it, and it is called arka. So through the distillation process, initially you leave out the air that comes out, and that carries all the unwanted things from the urine. And after that, whatever left out product is arka, you can use any kind of herbs in this process. So you can use tulsi, you can use any other herbal value product into it, and it amplifies its capability by 10 times.
Oh, is it?
When you use arka. Now, as it is, even if you use arka, then it can also cure your PCOD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there are people who have cured their PCOD problems through this.
Wow.
There are people who have cured their cancer through this. Now, do you have any testimonials? Yes, we do have. You can visit some of the goshalas that are actually curing cancer patients. There is one on the Warangal highway also. You can visit the goshala and you can see for yourself how people have cured themselves from different problems that they are going through, diseases that they are going through. Sometimes, patients who have been asked to leave the hospital and told that you cannot survive more than 10 days, 15 days, they have also been cured. So these are the testimonials that we should look for.
So how it works actually? I mean, could you please elaborate more? Because where doctors say that nothing can happen, and even I have seen such testimonials, yeah, and I do believe. So how it works actually?
So I'll take another example. I told you about Panchagavya, right? So we also make Nasika. Nasika is mostly ghee, but we also use the other 4 products also into its making sometimes. Sometimes we don't. And we also use herbs in making it. It's a small bottle. It has a dropper. And we ask people who are suffering with different ailments like sleeplessness, migraine, blocks in the brain, ear problems, holes in the ears, pus out of the ears. They are not able to breathe properly. Pollution is a lot. And they have asthma. They have thyroid. So what we tell them, even eye problems for that matter. So entire ear, nose, throat, entire system, ENT system can be cured through Panchagavya Nasika mostly. For example, there are people who have taken it and they have found relief from their sleep issues. There are people who have taken it and they have found help in the migraine issues. There are people who have taken it and their open ear, I mean, there was a hole in the ear. That hole itself got closed after periodical use. And how long does it take? It depends upon the the size of the
issues,
problem,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It cannot be one size fits all, isn't it? So it depends upon that. And it's a simple process. While sleeping, you just need to drop 2 drops into your nostrils. And before dropping the drops, you need to actually, put it in a hot water pot so that, the nasika inside, it dissolves. And then it is easy to pass through your nerves and nostrils. So what happens is, if I'm not wrong, I think it is hydrogen, which can only reach the nerves in the brain. The nerves in the brain are even smaller than our hair. That's what I heard. And there's only one kind of a gas that can pass through, which I think is hydrogen. And I think this Panchagavya Nasika has that capability of passing through those nerves. That's how it clears the blocks inside the brain also.
That's why, like from ancient time, cow is like
Revered
we
like anything.
worshipped cows
Correct.
and each and everything. Yeah.
Correct. From milk to cow dung to cow urine, everything is useful. And in fact, if you see, our nerves from the nose are connected to all the parts. So that is why it helps in curing the problems all around.
Beautiful, beautifully explained even.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, this is the beautiful thing. We don't need to go to doctors for our such issues, right? Yeah.
Mostly yes, no. Mostly we don't have to. It can be solved at home. And when you have such problems, so much of distress, there are concerns in the family itself. One does not understand the other person because you don't go through the same pain.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put this solution, at least you're healthy. You don't have to depend on others, and you don't have to crib that the other person is not able to understand you.
Right.
So the third one is environment, nature. Now, when you actually use the cow dung and cow urine into the soil, it actually, helps the biodiversity. How? The organic matter increases. And when the organic matter increases, life increases. The earthworms increase. When the earthworms increase, then, you have soil absorbing water. So the water gets retained. And when you have water getting retained, most of the life on earth runs through air, water, isn't it? So when you have water, when you have good air, what is going to happen? You will have more and more, life existing. Many animals, many creatures, many birds will prosper well. And when that happens, the biodiversity is protected. There are ways to even rebring some of the lost, lost lives or creatures or plants on earth.
I mean, that is miracle. How it works, how it happens.
Like I told you just now, I think life existed even before, right?
Right.
Creatures were created through some process. If we follow through the same process now, you can recreate nature once again. At least to some extent. I don't think we can refill everything. Because if you see even cow breeds, we had some hundreds of varieties of cow breeds in India. And each location, each region had its own breed. Whereas today, we don't have all those breeds. We hardly have some 52 breeds existing in India.
Right.
So we've lost most of the breeds. So how do we rebring them? I don't know if it can happen through various mechanisms. If we continue to protect these breeds someday, through some process, we may learn to recreate them in each area, because they say, Palekarji says that even if you use a hybrid seed for 3 years continuously or 3 crops continuously, the ultimate seed that you're going to get will be a local seed after that. That way, maybe if we continue to protect our cows, and the cows are traveling everywhere, right, from this location to that location,
Right.
and all. So region-specific cows have, come out over a period of time. So maybe if we continue this process of getting our breeds multiply and take them to different regions where they don't exist now,
Right.
over a period of time, maybe they will be able to recreate the local breed once again.
I mean, it may happen or may not also.
It may happen or may not.
Right. So yeah, that's interesting. I want to understand more about slaughterhouse. The way cows are getting treated there, the milk we are getting, it's not natural. So what do you think about it?
I think we pay a price for our own exploitation that we do. We all know that we are the most populated country today, and it's impossible for somebody to supply milk to every single individual in our country, isn't it? Even after knowing this truth, if we still believe whatever is coming our home is real milk, then there's no bigger stupidity than that. And this world works on a system which is demand and supply. And milk is a normal thing everywhere. Curd, milk, buttermilk, these are normal things everywhere. And when somebody knows that you are in need of it, they have to create it somewhere. I don't know if you've seen the news. Recently, they said that jeera has been manufactured artificially.
Oh,
Can you pepper is similar. So like that, they are manufacturing different materials using various artificial methods. I salute their brains because while we are still not getting the right things, they are able to think beyond and then they are able to recreate. We are not able to solve our problems, but they are solving their problem of production through these methods. So there is a dearth of real milk on this earth everywhere. Almost every country is suffering through that problem. So what happens is people will start artificially finding ways to create milk.
90% that now, right now, we are using artificial things. I mean, milk also. It's
I
not
don't know if I can say 90% because I don't know, I don't have the exact stats with me, but yes, most of the items are artificial.
right.
So milk is also artificially being created, and what you are eating as feeds and what you're drinking as milk, what you're eating as curd is not the same.
Right.
If even if they are real is what you assume. So most of these items are being made through either buffalo milk or Jersey milk or something else, but
Right.
not desi cow. There's no harm in buffalo milk though, because buffalo is also part of our Indian system for a long time. We should always look for something which is normal and local, rather than something that was recreated.
Right.
If you see, Jersey and HF were artificially created through some process to actually be able to cater to the growing needs of milk across the world, and they have been pushed into our system. They were not part of our system. So anything that was not part of our system and has been pushed will not serve the purpose, because what is local is the right thing for you. Whatever you bring from outside may cater to some of your need, but it cannot serve the entire purpose.
Here, like, no animals eat or drink other milk or any other product. They just, I mean, the kids, they just drink their own mother's milk. And we human, like, after 80 years of age also we need milk or milk-based products. So don't we use any supplement, or is it really necessary for our health?
It is not necessary. And if you have seen Kadir Wali videos, or if you have heard him, he has clearly mentioned that you can use peanuts for making milk. You can use millets to make milk. You can use till to make milk out of till. And these are the most nutritious and healthy milk that we can consume.
Right, as vegan.
Correct.
Yeah.
As children, yes, we should drink milk for good nourishment as babies and as children. But after a certain period of time, you don't need milk actually. That's why our forefathers never used to have most of the milk. They used to have buttermilk. They used to have ghee. So the milk used to go to the calf, and whatever remains, because the calf cannot drink the entire milk. And not taking out milk from a cow, even after the calf has drunk, will create health issues for it. So they used to take out the remaining, the excess milk, and they used to make ghee out of it. They used to make buttermilk out of it, curd and buttermilk out of it. And that's how they used to use it. And they used to use it for Panchagavya purposes, for curing various diseases and all. And another interesting aspect, because you asked me why cow, cow has our Indian cow. When you say cow, I only mean Indian breed cow, A2 desi cow. I'm not talking about any other animal as cow. I'm not referring to any other animal, whether it's Jersey or HF or whatever, as a cow. For me, they are not cows. Okay, so the interesting aspect of it is two things I'll tell you. One, our forefathers, when they used to prepare roti at home, the first roti they used to offer to cows. And the reason was, our food was made our rotis were made on an iron pan, isn't it? And when you heat the iron pan for the first time, there is heavy iron into it. That heavy iron cannot be consumed by us. That is the basic reason why they used to say that it should be offered to the cow, because it can digest it. It needs it. We don't need it. We will have health issues if we take that. That is how, this entire designing is there. And another thing is, when you offer that, you put your hand before it, it consumes, and it smells you through the hand.
Right.
Its saliva is very good in curing a lot of problems. Its aura is good for solving health issues. So you get the aura, you get the saliva, it touches you. And because it licks your hand during this process, that helps you. At the same time, because it also identifies, through this process, it also identifies the health issues that you have. So it goes out to the forest to collect the herbs which will cure your health issues.
Wow.
So that it can give milk for you to drink that milk and cure your health issue. This is the most, amazing aspect of desi cow, which I found and fascinated me. I don't think, any scanner can do that, right? Any scanner can just scan you. But this system is not just scanning you, but it's also helping you in curing your diseases. Right. And there are many things that I don't think I can talk about on this, channel or in this forum. Reason being, it becomes controversial. There are many people who have had issues when they have babies, and it's time, and the doctor says there's some issue and all. There are people who are go-premies. They have used methods using cow dung and cow urine, and they have fed the mother, and without any issue, in half an hour's time after having that particular liquid, they were able to bring the baby to life without any issues, normally, without any surgeries and all. Now, do I have testimonials? Yes, we do have. But if you ask me for research papers, I don't think I can get. I'll give you an example. In COVID time, we understood importance of washing our legs and hands before entering the home, isn't it? And we also understood the importance of offering something to the guest ourselves rather than asking the guest to go and collect during COVID. And we also understood the importance of namaste.
Saying namaste.
Isn't it? So now, if you ask me, do you have any research papers around it? No, I don't have any research paper around. This is something for your common sense to understand. Yeah. And if something is working on ground, it is practical and it has been implemented, tested by many people who are not so educated so that they can do the documentation.
See, they have just followed, like our ancient people, our seniors. They don't know the exact reason, but they used to follow everything. Whatever taught by their parents, their
correct,
fathers,
gurus or whatever.
Gurus, yeah.
They never used to question because they had a faith system.
Yes.
They had a belief system that whatever our elders are telling is good for us. They were very good people, very good children, very good students. That is the reason, because of their nice behavior and culture. They never asked questions. But we are different, right? I have been a rebel myself in my family. I used to question every single damn thing. And my mother had a tough time because she had no answers. Because she used to obey her parents. She never questioned them. Now, what is wrong? What is right? Questioning is wrong?
No.
No. Not questioning is wrong? No. Because she believed in them. But yes, over a period of time, the transformation that happened in us and the way we have started questioning, not having those answers had become a problem.
True.
It's time that we reinvent. We are going back to our roots, is what I can see. And we have to reinvent ourselves. Another aspect which is important and interesting about cow, it's not just about health and environment and, the soil fertility. It is also about, our lifestyle and our habits. Through modernization and westernization, we have adopted many different practices which are against nature.
True.
Is it good or bad? Definitely bad. But why are we following it? Because of our selfish needs. Is there a way out? Yes. We have to reinvent the wheel. Earlier, our people used to construct their houses using mud. They used to construct the houses using cow dung. They used to construct the houses using lime. They used to construct the houses in an ethical way without harming the nature. Even today, if you go to some of the places like Jaipur, You will see some constructions that exist even thousands of years. There are paintings which exist even after thousands of years. And what colors were used? Natural colors.
Natural colors.
How did they make them? We don't have the system now. Who took it away from us? Many invaders. The Mughals, the British, they killed the people, they tortured the people, they took away all the knowledge, they destructed all our scriptures, they burnt our scriptures. Today we don't have all the knowledge that we should have.
True.
And we've also lost that connect because of the reason, like we don't listen to our parents. They followed their cult. Whatever their forefathers had a profession as their profession, they continued it. Whereas today, in name of education, we've killed their profession. Children cannot perform their own family profession because it is considered to be against law. You know, you cannot ask a child to do some work if they don't turn 16. And by the time they turn 16, they don't listen to you. Their hands won't work the way they worked in their childhood. Their brains don't work the way their brains worked in their childhood. They cannot observe as much as they could in their childhood. So ideally, those professions should have been taught in their childhood. So similarly, this construction process and the eco-living practices that we had have been lost. Now we are trying our best through a team that is working across India under guidance of different gurus, including Dr. Shiv Malik. We are working towards rebuilding this entire thing. We are trying to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of research and hard work gone behind by these gurus. They've come very far. And today we are making cow dung bricks that don't catch fire.
Oh.
Yeah, that don't catch fire, and they are eco-friendly, soundproof, and you know, if it rains, will they get soaked? Will they dissolve? No, they wouldn't. They'll
So
withstand.
expense-wise, how it is like compared to normal bricks?
I'll ask you one question, since you said expenses. There is no place in India where petrol is the same, is it? No. Labor is the same?
No.
Any product which is standard, which is sold at the same price. Tomato here is 20 rupees, elsewhere it is 2 rupees. So you cannot standardize something in terms of cost like that. That is one. Second, something which is protecting your environment, nature. For me, it is invaluable. I don't want to put a number to it. That's one. Second, it's going to help me improve my health, my family's health, which is the most important thing today. Can you buy health? No. You can only try to, you know, revive your health, but you cannot buy health, isn't it? Whereas this is giving it to me in a very easy way. There's a lot of freedom that I can exercise in my house, and I have breathable walls. Walls that breathe do not need ACs and fans. The biggest reason for global warming is not just killing animals. It's also because of the practices that we are adopting in terms of our construction, electronic usage. So it also helps in cutting down bad radiation also. The cow dung bricks. That's why they used to make cow dung cakes on the walls in the earlier times. They were not fools. They were also using this in front of the houses. They used to pour this liquid because it protected them from insects, and it also helped them in improving the soil in front of their house. It also helped them in upkeeping their health. So they were very clever people who used all these practices in the house, outside the house. You know, even if you take cow urine, in the earlier times, and even today, some people early in the morning when they offer puja, they pour this water everywhere, especially on different festivals and occasions. Also, they do it as part of the puja. All this is because they know the value. They know that it's going to protect them and their family from various insects, diseases, and stuff like that. So I think it is time that we, you know, reinvent and go back to our roots.
We need to educate even, because people may don't know the reason behind it, but after knowing, they will definitely follow
Yeah,
it.
I totally agree with you, and that's where we are trying to drive things to. But you know what? When you're united, you can do a lot of things.
True.
And when you travel alone, you can do very little. So I'm looking for hands. Through your channel, if I can get some volunteers, I'll be
Definitely.
very happy.
As you said about cow products, what else are there and what people should use?
I already spoke about using cow dung and cow urine
Right.
in soil fertility and
Right.
pest management and stuff like that. And then I spoke about panchakavya and curing various diseases. I also spoke about the importance of cow in saving nature and reviving nature. Now, when it comes to cow products, not just making bricks for construction, but I also spoke about the cow urine being spread around for pest control and health reasons during pujas. We also make sambrani cups.
Oh, okay.
Sambrani cups are made of various herbs and cow dung. And when you lit it and leave it, it burns for 15 minutes, 20 minutes to 45 minutes to 1 hour. Depends upon how big it is, how efficient it is, what kind of material it is made, what kind of herbs have been used. So the more the quality, the better. Now what this samrani does is it leaves good air around you. It makes your vicinity breathable, pure. It also allows you to take care of mosquitoes and things like that, insects like that. And we also make dhoop sticks, which are similar in nature but less ingredients. We don't make agarbattis because in agarbattis you use bamboo as a stick, and bamboo is not supposed to be burnt. We don't use it for yagna and all because it is ample available right across the country. It is used for construction though, but not for burning purposes. So we don't use agarbattis and all. We make dhoop sticks and sambrani cups. And we are also making a lot of decorative items, clocks, statues, and photo frames, and things like that. We are also making shivlings, Ganeshas, Rakhis. For various festivals, we are making different. For Holi, we are making holy colors using gome powder. We are making diyas for Deepavali. So, and then we are making floor cleaners from cow urine, which are very useful, very good disinfectants, and nature friendly, chemical free. And we are using a lot of we are making a lot of items which are nature friendly. For example, soaps out of cow dung.
Soaps out of cow dung?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And when we make those soaps using herbs and cow dung, even if this passes through the drainage to any area, what happens? That area will flourish. It will not have any problems. Whereas today we are using a lot of chemicals in our soaps. Shampoos we are making. So like this we are making n number of pain oils. We are making n number of products. Hundreds of products are being made using cow dung and cow urine.
So where all these things are available?
They are available across India. They are available through various mediums. There are many websites that are actually promoting these products. Even dishwasher. For dishwashing also we are making powders using gome powder. Dantmanjan we are making. And in fact, my entire family uses them. My friends use dantmanjan made of cow dung powder.
That's really wonderful thing, to change the environment through cow.
Yeah.
So, one last question. Does all these things are like natural? Is it purely natural? Not
Chemical based or artificial?
Yes.
So, I'm nobody to claim that, isn't it? The petrol that you're buying in the petrol pump, is it pure?
No.
Do you know? Every petrol pump, it differs. What the petrol pump person is doing matters, right? The owner is doing matters, the worker is doing matters, isn't it?
Right.
The same way, when it comes to cow products, I may have the best intentions to make it, but what kind of products am I receiving from the market as ingredients matters a lot. The raw materials, if they are pure, the output of those raw materials will be pure. but do we have so much of raw material which is pure available in India? Everything is being exported, for your kind information, Kavita. Every good grade is getting exported. All the good grades don't come to your family. All the B grade, third grade, fourth grade items come to your
even
home.
even paying more, we don't know what we are exactly getting.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I cannot guarantee the purity for everyone, but I think most of the Gaupremis that I know, they follow Rajiv Dixit. They love the country. They want to give the best of the best. And when you know these intentions of those people, you will definitely know that they are not using any impure item as part of their ingredients. They don't have such intention to do so, unless they're being fooled by someone else. So most of the items are pure, and because this is a very small market as of now, it is still it is still not exploited.
At least we can at least check it once. We can try it one, and definitely if we
Yes, there are people who are making impure products also. They are making artificial samrani cups and all. But when you lid them, you will know that they've been made by perfumes and stuff like that.
Right.
You will have that feel good factor from a pure item.
Yes,
And you will definitely have a different negative vibe when you use something artificial.
Right.
So if you use it for a period of time, you will definitely know which one is right, which one is wrong.
Right.
And I think we have to leave it to justice of the person who is knowledgeable enough to identify good or bad.
Right.
And you also have to trust the other person that you're working with. What I do is I travel with the person for some time. I physically visit, check. I also talk to the person because you know their values through their character. How do they behave? What do they talk? What is their intention? Why did they get into this and all? This helps you a lot in understanding, their true intentions.
Right.
If it is pure business motive,
We'll come to know.
we may find the best of the best products because they want to have that trust and faith from the customer, and it can be the worst of the worst. So you have all the opportunities. It is for your wisdom to choose the right based on your discussions and identifying the right person.
Right. So as you are doing a great work, how do you think that others can help you, or how they can join with?
Are they helping me or themselves? It's for them to decide. But my humble request through you to all your viewers is to use cow products as much as possible in their lives because they are eco-friendly, they are good for health, good for nature. They are going to help the generations to come in the future. If we lose all the leftover cows as on today, we're going to suffer a lot. So my humble request to all of you through this platform and through Kavita that we adopt to good practices and we follow dharma.
So you have given a beautiful message to our audience, and it's my humble request to you, friends. Please come forward and use our natural cow-based products. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing all your wisdom.
Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you. Thank you again, and I would look forward to interview you more on different topics.
Sure.
So thank you. Thank you.
My
so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you. Hey friends, so it's a really wonderful interview. You should watch it, and please like, share and subscribe PMC. Thank you.